This conference will now be recorded.
Hello everyone. So welcome again to this new session. Hope you're all doing great. So let us start with the questions or any blocker first. Um, in some time we'll have our attendance. In the meantime, the other candidates will join. So let us start with the questions. If you have any question, please let me know. So so if you have any question, you can ask now. Then maybe you have some blockers. I got an email from I think Priyanka, you have had some issues earlier?
Yes, but I'm all set now.
Okay, okay,
Thank
great.
you.
That's yeah. So actually, I got your email. Like it was odd time for me yesterday. Actually, I mean, it's morning 3 a.m. I got, so that's why I did not reply there. But I thought that you were able to complete this Java package through Ansible, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Have you uploaded the same on the GitHub also?
yes, I did.
Okay, great. So yesterday I shared the Terraform 2 also, part 2 also. It was a bit late, but I think you have got it. So any other question from anyone else? Okay, no problem. So let us start with the attendant then. Give me a moment, just check. 23 and okay. So yeah. So do we have Josna here? Okay, Josna did not join yet. Kruti? Yes, okay. Kruti, thanks. Kevin?
I'm here.
Okay, Kevin, thank you. Atashimuddin? Okay, Atashimuddin. So, Atashimuddin, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm here. Yes. Hello.
Okay, okay, thank you. And Saravani? Okay, Saravani did not join yet. Okay, there.
Hi Kamal, I'm here.
Okay, Saravani, thank you. Yeah, I was going through the. Okay, and Priyanka? Yeah, Priyanka is here.
I'm
Okay.
here.
Yeah, thank you, Priyanka. Chinmay?
No problem.
I'm here.
Thank you, Chinmay. Upama?
I'm here.
Okay, Upama, are you feeling good now?
Yeah, better than yesterday.
Sure, thank you. And Mahmudul Hassan?
Yes, I am here.
Thank you, Mahmudul. And Jarges? Okay, Jarges is also not here. Okay. Okay, that's done. So we do not have today just now the way forward. Charges. Okay, that sounds good. So guys, again, if you have any question, I can go through any of the blocker for anyone. If you are good, I can go ahead to complete the Terraform.
I have a question.
Yeah, Saravani, please.
So I was doing this Terraform.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is an error with the subnet. Actually, there is no instant running ahead. So my question is, do we need to run at least one instance to use this Terraform?
No, it's not required when we are just bringing a VPC up. So when we are creating the VPC, it's not required
Mhm.
that instance should also be up at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can create it afterwards, or we can create in the same Terraform script also. That's what we have done yesterday also. But it is not required, mandatory. Like instance also needs to be created at the same time.
Okay.
So it is just the automation about creating the VPC. So if you remember, manually we created the VPC, and then after that we created the instance in the same VPC. So same thing we have done to the Terraform also. We just have automated the process of creation of VPC, and it is other thing that you, if you want to create instance along with a VPC creation, or if you want to create instance afterwards, so that doesn't block you from creating the VPC.
Okay.
Yeah. Any other question?
Chi- Sorry.
Okay.
So I didn't get anything script file for the creating the subnet and VPC, the
Uh,
Terraform file, script file.
okay, you do not got that?
No.
Okay. So let me do one thing. If you can see my screen, let me share the. It will be a new thing for you guys also. Let us do it. So CD DevOps Terraform. That would be okay. Instance key provider readme security group wars VPC. Okay, so nowhere. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is uh, okay, let me create the tar file of it. Mhm. Okay, so I'm going to create the tar file of it. So tar hyphen c for create, v chetf, v for verbosity, and then I'm going to give the name tf. It is VPC, you know. Okay, tf vpc dot tar dot gz, gz, and then so this is the file that I've created for VPC. I'm going to upload it for you. I will share with you.
Me, Kamal. Can you please explain that command?
Yeah,
I can
I'll
see.
do that. Mhm.
And also upload the database one.
Data I will upload today after we will complete this practical. I will upload that one also.
Okay, thank you.
Uh, is there any way to learn how to create these Terraform files?
To learn.
Yeah, I mean, because we have to make those Terraform files, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, how can we? I mean, I don't know how. It's not YAML, right? It's just Terraform.
No, these are not the YAML files. These are the .tf files. So
That yeah. So how can we learn to make them? Like,
I have shown. Okay, I'll come to that one. Give me just a moment.
okay, thank you.
Yeah, and this is 7th. So what I have done right now is I have created the zip. I have zipped these files. I created the tarball of it, and this is the command to create it. So tar is the command to create a kind of zip file for your work. So I have had multiple files here. I created one zip file for it, and the command is c. Please remember that c is always for creation. Hyphen c is for creation, v for verbosity, and z for, I think it is again for some
I
we
think
can
it
check.
will keep the path, the file path, absolute path.
Uh,
I think Z will keep the path of the file.
yes, I think. And that then f is for again
For force, I think.
forcefully, yeah. So the important thing here is to remember that c is for creation, and then once you download on your machine, Once you download this package on your machine, you have to unzip it also, so you have to extract it. So then you have to give this command tar hyphen x vjdef, and then simple the this one tf vpc, and then you can be able to just extract all the files from it. That would be all. So I can show you here. So mkdir test move tf vpc test cd to test, and then I can give the command cvzf,
Can you
and
please clear and then type because I can't see.
oh yeah. So what I've done, I have created just a simple folder because I want to show you how you can extract also. I created test. I moved that same tar file tarball here, and then I'm going to extract it tar hyphen xvjdf, and then name of the tar file, and that's all. It's all done, you can see here. So we have all the files here. Simple. So you got it now, Priyanka?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. It's Chinmay.
Oh, sorry, Chinmay. Yeah, actually, I was not on this screen, so at times I got some confusion. Sorry.
Problem.
I'm going to share with you now. Uh, So you'll get it in some time. Please let me know if you not received that. Okay. So this was about the VPC. Now let us go forward with our database practical. So it was, I think, no, yes, okay, yeah. So guys, what you can also include in your script is the backend. So you can include backend. So now you was asking how you can write the Terraform file. So if you remember, I have shown you um, the first instance script. So let me open that one for a moment. This one. So actually you need to, first of all, you need to practice sometime, because and the best way to do this is the uh, docs of this one HashiCorp docs for Terraform. So it will be terraform.io docs here. So here you will get most of the information here, like if you want to write the, so here the important thing is the resources. So as per the resources you need to, like I told you about the state, what is the purpose of state, providers, what is the purpose of providers, and then provisioners, I shown you the provisioner also. We discussed about the local exec provision, if you remember, and then we have the backends, then we have the plugins also, the basic plugins, and so you can go through all the plugins here. And then importantly, you can when you start writing the resources, Need print state when you yeah. So when you start writing the resources, it would be like, you need to understand first what resource you want to create in the AWS. So I say that I want to create the EC2 instance. Now, what are the important things that we give when we create the EC2 instance? It is T2, it is the instance type. We used to give the T2.micro. So instance type is the first important parameter that we need to give. Second, we need to give the sorry, the VPC ID or the subnet ID, and then we also need to give the security group. So these are the important things, that important parameters that we need to give. We also need to give the key so that we can be able to log on to that machine. Then we also need to give the tags. It's not important, but if we give, it's always good. So same thing I have done here. So these are the basic parameters that we have to give along with the resource that we want to create. So you can see that resource that I'm creating is the AWS instance. I can give any name to it. Then instance type, AMI. Yeah, AMI is also we have to give, and then subnet ID, and then security group here, tag information, and key name. So first of all, for the for few days, initial days when you start practicing, you need to go through the Terraform documentation back and forth very frequently. Then once you got the hold on it, you will be able to understand. So what is the proper parameter name for the resource AWS instance? This was because these are already predefined. You cannot change it. These are predefined, and then this way you can be able to access the different functions also as per the requirement. So, and to get these parameters, you can go to the documentation. From there you can be able to get it. Same thing when I created the scripts, same thing I have done. And though actually we have done extensive work in the Terraform, but to be honest with you, when we started with the Terraform a year back, this is how we have created all our work, going back and forth to the documentation, going to the blogs also, because there is a very good community also. Community have the marketplace where you can find most of the Terraform scripts also. So don't hesitate to go to the community also. Just go there and then see what is the best approach, what is the exact parameter, so you can get most of the resources from there also. So this is the good thing about the open source tools. So whenever you will find any open source, you will find a very great community also. Like you can, we have the Jenkins. Very best example is the Jenkins. So why Jenkins is the most preferred CI tool across all the organization is because we have a very great community which is building the plugin, and you will find almost all the plugins for all the tools. And after we have the plugins, you can be able to integrate them. So this is why. So here, this is how you can build your Terraform scripts for different resources. And yeah,
Thank you.
sure. So now we were discussing our database yesterday. So let us go through it again. So you remember what was the last error we got where we stopped, I think. Then I told you, let's do it tomorrow, complete the practical tomorrow. So do you remember what was the error that time? No? Okay. So let us do then one thing. Let us try to apply it. Okay, so it's good. I'll do Terraform apply now, and when I will uh, click Terraform apply, it will ask for the password. Yesterday I remember that we got an error where we have given in the password we have given @ which was not acceptable. So today I'll give some other value, like maybe admin 123, and what else I can give? Sorry, exclamation admin 123. Let us do this way. So it says 7 to add. That's fine. And I shown you that, like what resources it will going to add for us. Security group. Again, so this security group is for database, and this security group is for instance. So basically, in the instance, the security group for database is configured so that the instance can be able to go to the or log on to the database, and then it can be able to fetch the data from there. So okay, this is key pair where I'm sharing my public key, this one. And then if you go on this resource, it is about the RDS instance. This is creating the RDS instance. And then we have the subnet group and the parameter group. And then over here, this is creating the DB instance. So this is creating the DB instance actually, and then this is creating the AWS instance from where we'll connect to the database. Awesome. Yes. So actually guys, this instance will create sometime, like I told you yesterday also. So DB instance creation will take around 10 minutes. But yeah, once it is up, we can be able to log on to this instance, and then I can show you. So let us go to so guys, in the meantime, no, but let us wait for it to be up and running. Console, let me. Okay, we have to go to the RDS. So I'm going to RDS. And on the left side, databases. You can see here one database is coming up and up here with the name MySQL, and this is the same name that I have given here. I can show you here. Vim. It was in DevOps, and then Terraform, 10th again, and then RDS. Yeah, you can see that I have given the name as MySQL. Sorry, if you can see identify as MySQL, and yeah, it's here with coming up with the name MySQL. DB identifies MySQL. This is
Kamal, I just have a doubt.
uh,
I just have a doubt. Like if it takes,
Sravni, I'm not able to hear you clearly.
yeah, sorry. So my doubt was if it takes so much long time to create like instances using Terraform, then
Mm-hmm.
why is it like good idea to use Terraform?
No, no. So it is not like, Terraform is taking that much of time. If you go here and manually create it, you will take probably more than 10 minutes here to create the manually. And then you need to give all the values. Probably it will take you around maybe 15 minutes or maybe more, because then you need to give all the values. You need to remember what exact value you have to give. So it would be like, go to the databases and create database, and then you have to choose the values properly one by one. Maybe you would want to create the uh, Microsoft SQL Server. What edition you want to select? Maybe SQL Server Enterprise Edition. And then version, what version you want to choose? Okay, maybe this one. And then this is the license version, and AWS will take care of it for you. Okay, we want it for production, yes. Then we want it for DBS instance identifier. You have to give the same name which I was showing you, like this identifier name. And then credential settings, you have to give the username and then the password. Similarly, username and password. And then, so I mean to say that you have to give all these values here one by one, and then it will take you probably maybe 2 to 3 minutes or 5 minutes for you to give all these values. And then once you click on create database here, and you can see here that it have given you the estimated cost of like 3513 for this instance to be up and running. So once you click on create database, it will take you here minimum 10 to 15 minutes here to bring this instance up and running. So this is the normal time AWS will take for this DB instance to make up and running for you. And it is not about the Terraform. Terraform is not taking time. Rather, this database is taking time to come up and running. So from this perspective, let me show you one more thing. I will cancel it and let me just re-click here, and you can see here. Uh, let us see what's happening here. Okay, so now it had created the database, so you can see information here. Once you will get the information like up and running, it would be something like running. Maybe we have to watch up here. So once you see the information as running here, then you can be able to start using this instance, start using this the DB instance. So it is not, again, to say you, it is not the Terraform that is taking time, because Terraform is just Terraform have given the message to the AWS to create this database. AWS is taking time to create it. So
Okay,
uh,
got it.
you got it right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
One more thing, will the cost be same even if we create using Terraform?
Can you say again, please?
I'm talking about the cost. Is it same even if we use Terraform?
Yeah, so again, just try to understand what Terraform is doing for us. Terraform is a kind of way to create the resources on the AWS automatically. So it do not have any control over the cost on the AWS. It do not have any control over the the normal time that AWS will take for the instance to be instance creation. So it is just a kind of automation between you and between AWS. So
Yeah, now I
from
get it.
the from the cost perspective, cost would be the same which you would probably get when you create it manually also. It is same. So
But
it
we
depends.
cannot see it, right? Like how much it costs. Only that thing is missing, I guess.
No, you cannot see it here in the Terraform. You can see it on the AWS going here. And then I think, somewhere in the monitoring part, somewhere you can set it up. Like if cost goes beyond $3,000 per month, it will alert you. If it goes for again $4,000 per month, it will alert you. So you can have control over here, and you can be able to see the cost also somewhere. We need to check it.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, to let you know, it's all AWS which is taking normal time to bring this instance up and running, and here only you can get the detailed information about the cost and about other things. Now, important thing is that let's say if you want to know the cost, and if there is a resource that will show you that cost information, you can configure here that resource, and then you can have that information in Terraform, through Terraform also here, right? For an example, when we are bringing up any instance, if we want to see the public or the private IP of that instance, so this is one of the parameter of the AWS underscore instance. So we can see that one. So I have shown you just some time back. So it's not here. You can see here. So if I want to see the public IP or private IP, what I can do is, this is the resource, this is the resource name that I've given, and then this is the private IP, or one of the parameter that I want to access. So private IP is one of the parameter of the TF machine, which is the AWS instance. So that means that this is the one of the parameter of AWS instance resource, and I can have the value of it. Similarly, let's say there is a resource to see some costing of any instance that is up and running. So we can see this way, we can see the cost also by configuring the resource.
I have a question, Kamal.
Yes.
Can we use Terraform for the on-prem environment?
Yes, we can. That's a very good question you asked. Yes. And I can show you one thing here. Yesterday I was discussing the same thing with my team also, whether we can. I have a Jira for that, created some time back. Now, what is the case for us is, we have a very good infrastructure, very vast infrastructure on the on-prem, but we some time back we started migrating our infrastructure to the AWS. That means somehow we need to get rid of our instances of our infrastructure or environments, rather I should say, slowly one by one on the on-prem. So the good approach that I thought is so one approach is to go and just manually destroy the instances and then remove the entries from the IPAM. So we have an IPAM. So let me give you very brief background of the on-prem infrastructure also. So we have Red Hat satellite server, and this will going to be very good data points for you also when you get an opportunity to talk more about it. So we have Red Hat satellite server, um, which is a tool which will take care of our instance creation process. Now it will require some values from us, like how much RAM we need to give for the instance that we are bringing up, how much disk storage, what will going to be the operating system, and once we choose that operating system, from where it will get the details about the operating system, then what should be the IP and the subnet range of that operating system, and then the host name, and similarly we will give all the information. Now after giving all the information, and obviously before that one we have an IPAM. IPAM is for IP address management, where we are managing all our IPs. So I have to go to that IPAM. Corresponding to that environment, I have to make the entry for that new instance. So let's say it needs to be created in environment IN1. So I have to go to in IN1. There I need to create one new entry for new instance. I have to give the IP, and then after giving the IP, I have to give the host name. After I give the entries there, I need to get back to the DSCPD server, Linux server, where I have to configure the dscp.configurations. After I've done that, I need to go to the satellite server to trigger the build process. So once the build process is done, uh, I'll get the instance up and running. Now the mechanism that is creating this instance is the VMware at the back end. Sorry, which is integrated with the satellite server. So and then that instance will be licensed because we have the license from the Red Hats. We have configured it internally. So the instance that will come up and running, that will be the licensed version of the Red Hat 6 or 7. So we will get our instance, and then immediately I told you about the inventory, static inventory. So our one Jenkins job will start, and then it will update the static inventory with the information of that new instance. If you're seeing my screen, I can show you here. And this is very important thing that I'm telling you guys. So for my infrastructure, complete infrastructure, I have these inventories here. So if I go and if I show you this inventory, so I have all these instances. So let's say if this is a QA2 environment. This is QA2 environment. In this environment, let's say I have created the new instance. So I have given it a name LHQ QA2 JBO03 and JBO03.qa2.allegiant8.com. So that means I'm bringing up one more instance with the name JBoss3. So what it will do after creation of that instance, the Jenkins job will automatically create one entry in this directory, and then it will populate it with the new instance information here. So this way, I am building my instance, building my inventory. This is on-prem. Now we sometime back we started on board, migrating to the AWS, and like I said that we thought of destroying our instances slowly one by one. So I thought it good. I put this approach forward to use the Terraform itself for the destruction also, destroy also. Now we are using vSphere for the creation of our instance. So vSphere have the connectivity with the Terraform because it provides, we have a provider, like you saw some when I was when I created the instance, I shown you provider. In AWS case, we are using the provider as AWS. So you can see here also, and provider is AWS. Similarly, instead of AWS, in place of AWS, we can use vSphere here. So it will download the plugin for vSphere. Obviously, we need to make some API call to the vSphere authentication call, so that whatever we will trigger here, it will connect with our vSphere, our infrastructure, and then we can be able to manage our state also. So if we have to create the new instance, we can do it right away from Terraform here. If we want to destroy, we can do it from here only. So does it answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Great. And in the meantime, you can see that, after exact 11 minute and 24 second, our database instance is up and running here. So this is the instance, EC2 instance, and this is my RDS instance. So now the good thing is, remember, you can have this because I'm showing it. So this is not by default that it is showing up. I am showing is because uh, in my one of my Terraform file, I think it's the data source, I am showing the output. You can see here the output, like the VPC ID, it will show you, subnet it will show you, and then it is showing up here. And then in one of the other, maybe here, I think in RDS, I am showing the output. So where it is, this output is output. Let us check in output. Yeah, so here you can see that for instance, I'm showing the instance public IP, and I'm showing the MariaDB endpoint. Awesome. So the
Do one
endpoint.
thing. So did
Yeah,
the mm, dynamic inventory support output?
dynamic inventory. Yeah, dynamic inventory also. No, this is not. This is irrespective of dynamic or static inventory. This is something which you can control in the Terraform.
No, no, I understand, but those things I also try in the dynamic inventory, but I failed.
Yeah, it also supports, no problem. That because once your instance is up and running, you can have the output maybe public IP or private IP. You can use that.
Okay.
Yes. So now it gives you the endpoint for your database. You can have this endpoint configure in your configurations for the database. So your application will connect to the database through this endpoint. Obviously, you need to have the authentication also. So let us go now to see what's happening. So yeah, for just for information, I have created this ticket for to just have better control over our. So I created this one vSphere Terraform provider integration testing for the boxes cleanup. Okay, let's move on. So if I just refresh it, let's see what is the status here. So you can see here available now. So to see this available, you have to wait for some time. So I shown you exactly, it took around 11 minutes and 24 seconds to have this instance, database instance up and running, and it's available for us now to, we can start using it. Okay, so now a database is here. So what do we have to do next? Let us here what I have to do is I need to log on to that machine instance, and I'll just install the MySQL client. Then I will run this command. Awesome. And I need to have that IP also. So DB hostname, that endpoint, I also need to have this endpoint. So SSH hyphen I dot SSH IDRSA easy to user at. And if I go to on, I don't have to go there, rather 34.220.138.43. So it is the same, this public IP. Yes. So it is sudo yum install MySQL. Yes. Okay, so we are good now. Now let us do one thing. What I'm doing is MySQL. I'm going to connect to the MySQL. So we have given the name as root, I think, and uh, the password, I think. So DB hostname we need to take up. So I can go here. This is the DB hostname. Copy. So this command, what it is doing is MySQL. So I'm going to connect to the database. You can connect using MySQL. You can connect to any database. So whether it is Postgres or whether it is MySQL or whether it is Microsoft SQL, you can be able to connect it. So hyphen U is for username, hyphen H is for host name. So this is the host name, and then hyphen P is for the password. So let us see. Um, I think the password that we have given was exclamation admin 123. Is that correct, guys?
Yes.
Okay. 2 3. Probably it will not show you moving anything here, but yeah, it is taking your password. So I have given it. And then awesome. So you can see that I'm able to connect to my database now. So it is saying, welcome to MariaDB monitor. And the server version is 5.7.22. It is the same one. You can see here also somewhere. I think I saw the version information here. Certificate authorities here. Okay. My connection ID is 9. So you can run any command here. So what command to run? Show databases. Let me check what command. Terraform, and then 10th again readme. So the next command I can run is show databases. Yeah. And when I will run this command, you will see that it will show me same database that I've created. So you can see MySQL, and this MySQL is the same one which I have created. Let me MySQL is the DB. Inside it I created the MySQL database here. This one. Okay, so this is the same one. This is the same one which I've created, and I think I have given this. Let me check it here. Yeah, The name I've given is identify is MySQL. The name that I've given is MySQL. Yes. And then you can what you can do, guys, if you remember that, or if you know, you can go ahead to create some database. I think it would be so you already have the database. You can create the table inside it. So it would be like create table, and then I now I forgot because it's been more than 10 years. During my initial part of my when I started working, started working as a .NET developer. That time I worked extensively with the database. So if you remember, if you know, you can be able to run any creation command. First create the table, make some entries, populate some entries in that table, and then you can be able to use the select command to just fetch those entries. So it's all good. And then you can also integrate your application also. Maybe you can build some simple application to just connect to the database, and then you can populate the data from that application also. All good. So now I can use which command I should use to come out of it. It should be, yeah, /q colon. So it would be q colon, this one. Awesome. So now I'm good here. I just shown you how you can be able to after creation, database creation, how you can be able to connect to that database. So remember, guys, always you have to install this MySQL plugin first. Same thing I've done here. You need to install the plugin first, and then you can use that MySQL plugin to connect to the database. And to connect to the database, like -u root -h for host name here, and then -p is for the password you can give here. So I'm coming out of it, exit. And then any question before I just move forward to destroy the complete thing? Okay, no question. Great, guys. So now I can go ahead to just destroy everything here. So it's simple. Terraform destroy, and we have to give the same password value here. It was exclamation admin 1 2 3. So it will be all done. So again, it will take some time. So it already okay. So it will again take around 10 minutes for the destruction also. Um, Now this is all for the database, or for all for the Terraform. So now you get the idea. You can go ahead to because I recommend you to practice Terraform as much as you can. Build your expertise, build your understanding and expertise in Terraform. This is the most used automation tool in the organization right now.
Kamal, I have a question. When you have shown us your environment, the AWS account for your environment, there you
Mhm.
had the schedule done for the different time zone
Yeah.
offices. So that schedule done was on the Terraform, or it was just done on the AWS? Like how was
So
it done? Or
okay,
just shell script?
let me show you. That's a good question you touched upon. Okay, give me a moment. So you can see deleting, but it will take some time. So um, then let me come out of it. Let me log out of it first. That's a good question you asked. Let me go in detail to give you some explanation of it. Okay, so yeah, so here if I go to the EC2 instance, I'll go to the EC2 instances. What I'm going to show you is the in one of the environment where the one of the thing that we are doing while creating the while creation of the environment is that we are providing that EC2 schedule tag in for all the instances. Now that in that EC2 schedule will depend upon the time zone. So we have created that EC2 schedule for different time zones. So like I for India time zone, we have created India office hours. For the Vegas time zone, we have created the Vegas office hours. Same thing with the Romania. For that one, we have created the Clues office hours. So I will show you that one. So and then we have created these the schedules in the DynamoDB table. So there we have created the period and schedule, and also we have created the this lambda function. Now that lambda function is talking to the DynamoDB. It is taking the values from there and it is triggering the the starting or the stopping of the environments according to the schedule that it will read from there. And now it is linked with the time zone, so exactly at the same start time it will start the instances, and exactly at the stop time it will stop the instances. I'm going to show you that. So
No,
for
Kamal,
one,
I'm sorry to interrupt. So my question is like because this thing you explained last year time that how it is working, but like as you are saying that DynamoDB is using the lambda function, but what is lambda function or where is it? Can you show that?
I can show you that, but we are not going to go in detail of about the lambda function. It's just a kind of script written in the Python. I can show
Okay.
you that one. Yeah, I can show you that one. But before that, I'm what I'm going to show you is the connection, how the different pieces are being connected, which is starting and stopping the environments.
Oh, okay.
And this is a very good case also. Like the same way I have told shown you about the Terraform, and same thing is with this one. So it builds your understanding, and it will give you some very good data points to speak to talk to them about what you have done in your AWS before. So this is one of the environment that I've created, and I will give you some good details about this environment creation also. I'll show you the detailed Terraform modules and the entries that I've giving, and using those one, the full environment will be up and running through the Terraform itself, and then we are using the AW this Red Hat Tower to provision this complete thing. Okay. So this is the environment that I've created just some time back, and okay, so okay, so this is for this environment, and that easy to schedule. Easy to schedule that I've given here is running. So currently I've given the running, so you can see all the easy schedule have all the instances having the running. So, oh, okay. One thing, give me a moment, guys, because I forgot one thing here. You can see it here, so it will be a good thing for you also. So I have one Terraform.tf was here where I'm specifying the schedule. So I need to stop these instances. One of my team member he forgot to stop these instances because we do not require when we are sleeping we do not require this environment to be up and running. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop these instances, but not the DB instances. So stopped. I have given the schedule as stopped here. Now see the magic. So Terraform init. Okay, it may fail here now because I did not build my connection to the AWS. I need to do that, but let it complete. Yeah, it failed because I need to have the token. So for that one, how I am authenticating is through the SAML authentication script. Password given. Awesome. Init. Okay. Now I'm going to apply it. So as a result of this apply, you will see that sorry guys. So till now what you have seen is that whenever we give the Terraform apply, it creates some resources on the AWS. Now you will see that I updated a value for the EC to schedule. The now what it will going to do is to update the same schedule in all the instances. So we have close to 139 instances in the QAT environment. It will update the same schedule on all those instances, and in some time you will see that all the running would be changed with the stopped. And now when the automation field will see the stopped here, it will start stopping all these instances. You will see that in some time. So guys, this is all very great thing that you're seeing in my screen. I can assure you one thing, guys, that the things that you're seeing in my screen currently right now, you cannot be able to see anywhere. I am giving this statement, very big statement, but for now, at the current time, you would not be able to see this on any screen, any organization. So we are among the few organizations who have implemented Terraform extensively in such a way to automate the complete infrastructure. First, we are the very few one who have, and I can take a pride to tell you that we are the first one to implement the Ansible in such a big way for our infrastructure and application. Now the moment is currently we are controlling everything through the Ansible and Terraform only.
So one thing, last time you told me you also showed us, you will be show us the data source or something like that. Terraform data source or something like that.
Data source I showed you, right? I showed you, like, if so if you remember, I was talking about something like if you have the any instance on the AWS that is already created. So the example that we can take is for the default VPC, right? So default VPC is already there. I want to fetch the VPC ID, and I want to fetch the subnet IDs. How I can do that? There I can use the data modules, data objects to just fetch the existing information of the already created resources, AW resources.
Okay.
Yes. So I can show you here. Data source.tf I have created. Here, I was discussing this yesterday also. I discussed it in detail. So here, like data, this is the object, and AWS VPC is the same. This is the resource on the AWS. Now, we have not given the resource here. So basically, when we give the resource here, it will the compiler will be able to understand that it have to create the VPC. But now we have given data. Now compiler understand that it have to fetch the VPC details. Now for which VPC detail it will fetch? It will fetch for the VPC where the where the name of that VPC is default VPC. So once it will fetch the details, guys, give me a moment, please. Okay, so now you can see that here when the compiler will see that we have given data, it will be able to understand that it need to fetch some information for resource, for AWS resource. Now what is that AWS resource? So we have given here the resource should be VPC. Okay, that's fine, but which VPC? Now here we are giving that the VPC name should be default VPC. Okay, that is also understand, but for which region? So the region also we have given. So it will fetch the VPC details for the VPC with the name default VPC for the region that we have given. So it will fetch the details, and once it will fetch the details, VPC details, we can be able to fetch for the subnet IDs also. Same, we have to give the subnet ID name here. I have given here this way, and then you know once we have the details about it, then we can use these details inside our Terraform scripts, where we are creating some resource on the basis of the existing resource. So did you get now, Pelabi?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Awesome. That's awesome. So let us see here. So because it is close to 139 instances for which we need to or maybe I think 120 instances, because we are not changing schedule for the DB instances.
So one more thing, you just showed your Red Hat satellite server, right? So what is the hardware configuration of that server?
A Red Hat settler, it is just a kind of an application, you can say. It is installed on the Linux machine itself, and then I can show you here if you're interested.
How many RAM, how many processor? I just want to know, and how many instance you run in there.
No, satellite server is a kind of, so if you remember, we have created Jenkins. So Jenkins, what is Jenkins? It is just an application
Yeah.
where it is controlling the other application through the power of plugin. Satellite is also a kind of application where it will just control the different. So we have a VMware. VMware will actually create the any instance, but through a satellite server, we are giving all the controls, we are giving all the inputs, and then in the satellite server itself, we can be able to see all our inventory also. I can show you here.
And those doesn't support the dynamic inventory, right? Only the static inventory.
Static, only static.
Yeah, you told. So it's a plugins run on the Linux machine, right?
Can you say again?
So this is a plugin which running on a Linux machine,
No, no,
right?
not the plugin. It is an application.
Application, right? Okay.
So on Linux server, let's say we go to the Linux server, and then we are the Red Hat partner actually. So Red Hat have given us this application, maybe the jar file or the var file. We installed it on our machine. Once we installed it on our machine, it will give us the console of the application, and we can be able to see the console on this URL. So this is the console where first of all we need to integrate it with the authentication mechanism. After it authenticates, we can go inside this application to see more on it, what's there in it. And once we are in, then we can be able to create the host, terminate the host, delete the host, and then we can be able to see our inventories also.
Okay, got it.
So for now you can see that yeah, it is close to 111 to change, and I will give yes. Now it is started started modifying, and maybe we can be, yeah, so this is the satellite, and inside here you can be able to see all the inventories, all the hosts that we have created. It includes the production environment host, it includes the staging, it includes the QA also. It have everything here.
How
But
many game in there?
can you say again?
Uh, how how many instance in there?
uh I think these, I do not know the exact numbers, maybe some 7 8,000 instances, I think.
Um, so what is the hardware configuration to run all those instance?
No, these instances are running on their own hardware machines. It is showing just the names. It is showing just the
Oh,
inventory of all these instances, right? So these are not running on the satellite server. So if let me show you one thing here. I will go to the host, create host. So it is showing you the information, but it doesn't mean that it have all these instances built upon satellite. No. So like this one. So create host, I have to give all this information here. I will complete this information page. I'll go to the interfaces. I'll give the information here also, MAC address, and then DNS name, domain, in which domain we are creating this instance. So here, in which domain, like QA1, QA2, SB1, SB2, or the production maybe. Okay. Then I'll give the IP4 subnet. So not here, IPv4 address, and then after I will give the information, I'll click OK, and then I'll move forward on the operating system. I will have to give some information here also. Architecture, what is the architecture? 64. Operating system, what should be the operating system? As let's say I'm bringing up uh, Red Hat 7. So Red Hat 7 have the highest version as 7.5. I can choose 8 also, but 7.7 is good for me. Then coming down, I have to choose the partition table, and I have to choose the other like root password. I will give the information. I will not click on submit. I will go to the parameters because I have to configure the uh, here there is a few information, and then after I will give all the information, fill all the information. I can go ahead to submit it. Once I will submit it, it will give me the MAC address, and then I have to go to the DSCPD server to just configure the MAC address there. Then I have to restart the DSCPD service there, and then after some time you will see that the instance is up and running here. But it is not being created on satellite server. It will be created on the vSphere. So then you can log on to the vSphere. You can go to the vSphere to just see the instance up and running. This is how it is happening.
okay.
Now I mentioned you about the IPAM, so it's a good time I can show you IPAM also. So these are very good. Again, I'm telling you, these are a very good data points. You will not going to see this anywhere. So in the meantime, you can see that 111 changed. What is the impact of it? Let's go. It actually takes some time to update.
So here you the all instance created on Amazon cloud, right? But
Right.
for your case, where is the physical the virtual machine created where? Which place? Which cloud? You say on the Red Hat Enterprise cloud, or you have your own cloud?
No, that's what I'm telling you. vSphere, right? These
vSphere,
are
right?
created on vSphere.
So vSphere in every zone, right? Every
So vSphere do not provide you the multiple zone functionality like we have in the AWS. So we are creating our instance on the vSphere, and then so it is a kind of private cloud, you can say.
yeah.
And we can be able to access. We can create the VPN gateways if we want to access them through the tunnels. So that we can take care of it. But it is these are all instances are being created on the vSphere only.
Your server is physically located on your office, right?
Yes, not in my office, but in Vegas.
What is the configuration of this machine? How many RAM? How many processors?
Which machine?
The vSphere.
No, again the vSphere is again a tool, a kind of mechanism. It doesn't mean that it would be having maybe 1000 GB of RAM, or maybe uh, multiple terabytes of disk storage. So we have we have stack, right? So vSphere is one thing. We have a stack for RAM, we have a stack for disk storage. Whenever we are creating one machine, so for that machine we have allocated 4 GB of RAM, 4 core of CPU, and then maybe 700 GB of the disk storage, something like this. It doesn't mean that vSphere needs to have all this configured in itself. No, we have this stack differently. We will allocate them when we are bringing some machine up and running.
Okay.
Yes. In the meantime, you can see here
You
that
have a co-location in there, right?
can you say again?
You have a co-location in there where you put your all servers and everything.
Co-location means
Like you put your physical server in there.
physical server. You mean to say that the stacks, right?
Yeah, yeah. Stacks.
Yeah, bare metals you mean to say. Yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. It's all in the Vegas location where all this storage or the RAM storage, they have been allocated there.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Now in the meantime, you can see that the schedule has been changed to stopped, and in some time again, you will see that these instances will be slowly shutting down one by one. They will start shutting down. I can come out of it. In some time you will see this. Okay. Now what I was telling you, one more thing is, so we have this DynamoDB, and then we have the Lambda also. In DynamoDB we have the table, right? What's happening here? Yeah. So you can see that we have the period and we have the schedule here. So if I go to the schedule, India office hours. So this is the schedule that we have created. Period is office hours. I will go to the period also, office hours. Now the time zone is Asia Kolkata. Asia Kolkata. Okay. So let me go to the office hours, which is the period office hours here. The office hours is morning 7 till evening 7, and weekdays Monday to Friday. And then so according to this schedule, the lambda function will trigger. So this is the lambda function here. We have created one of the lambda function for EC2 instance scheduler. Yeah, this one. So this is basically a Python script that we have written, and according to this Python script, it is checking the it is timely. It is checking the schedule, and then it is triggering the triggering the starting or the stopping of the instances. So it should have been started by now. So if I go here, sub env, I have created it for TP or team browsers. Uh, you can see here that the instances started stopping. Awesome. You can see here, guys, all these instances, because I have changed the schedule to stopped, but I have did not have changed the schedule for some these are for the databases and for some of the application intensive boxes. So here I have not changed it for those, change it for only the instances. These are close to 111, and you can see now they are stopped. So that means that this automation is working perfectly. First of all, I changed the tag here, and the lambda function triggers it to stop these instances because it sees the tag as stopped. Awesome. So this is what I want to show you guys. Now you would be having great understanding of it, and then you have now different data points, different things to talk during the conversation, backed with what you have seen here. So I think this is all for today, guys. Soon I will going to give you this. I will share this, database scripts also. This is working fine here, all good. We just tested it. And any question, guys, for now? Any question, guys? No? Okay, so I have a question for you. I will not take much of your time, just 5 minutes only, maximum 5 minutes. So, you know, I have given your feedback. I have understanding about, about you, your progress. Now it's very important for me to have my feedback also from you, because this is the basis for me where I have to improve myself. And if it's all going good, so what extra I have to do then? So starting with you, I can go by the names I can see on the GoToMeeting page. The first name I can see is Kevin. Kevin, can you provide some feedback for me? How you have felt that throughout this session, how you felt the sessions and the practicals and the training?
Yeah, so like sessions were good. I learned a lot from them, and like they are really informative since I come from no background with the DevOps and all the technology related to it.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the improvement that I would suggest is like add some more assignments or like some practice things where we can do it like everyday practice.
Yeah, no, that is something which I'm working on also. So to be honest with you guys, with everyone, I'm very busy. So if I tell you, I am working on my projects also. So there are a lot of automation projects that I am starting here. I have started here in my team also. Moreover, their responsibilities are increasing. At some point of time, I thought of stop taking these sessions for some time, but then this is my, it is not just for money, it is my a kind of interest, a kind of passion that I want to go with. But to be honest, again, I do not have much time. But yeah, I know that this is somewhere I have to create the very good assignments so that it will build the understanding in a very better way. Also, thank you, Kevin, for this.
You're welcome.
Sure. Coming to you, Chenmai, if you can provide some feedback.
Yeah, I think everything is good. I mean, I mean, quite, there are quite learning. So, and everything, everyday practice is, I mean, I'm doing good as you are giving the good feedbacks. And one thing I must suggest that, as Kevin said, if you could give lots of assignments, then it will be very good for us. And also, I mean, recently I came to know that we have to prepare those files also like Docker file, Docker Compose, .ml file. So how to prepare those things? If you could give us some suggestions, then that will be great. And everything else is
Okay.
good.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I'll discuss that one also. Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chinmay. And coming to you, Upama. So, Upama, are you able to hear me? Okay, no problem. In the meantime, maybe Upama would be available. Priyanka, over to you.
Yeah, so far I like the sessions. Initially, I felt that it was too fast, but later when I started understanding the concept, it's good. Whatever speed you have, it's perfect. Uh, the suggestion would be just like Kevin said and Chinmay added, like the assignments, because I do feel that that's how we are actually deep diving into the topics. Otherwise, it's like whatever you are teaching us, we are practicing the same, and then very rarely it happens that okay, I'll go in and find like more top detail about the topic. It happens very rarely, but if you give some assignments, then definitely I look up on it, and then some one or the other two things come in my mind, and then I look for it. So that way I learn more about it. And the other one I want to suggest is like in the session, I know, I mean, you do ask us to ask you questions, but if you can ask questions back to us, and then if we will be able to answer it, that would be good too, so that we will know where we are, in the
Yes.
learning curve.
Great.
Thank you.
No, thank you, Priyanka. So that's a good thing. Very good thing, rather. From tomorrow, I'll start that one also, asking the questions. And then, I have one assignment that I did not, I have prepared some time back for the interview that I used to take here. So I will share the same with you also. So you just go through it and then try to complete it, and I'm sure that you can be able to do that one. So just upload the same on your, or maybe do not upload it, maybe send back, do not, no, please do not upload it to your GitHub, send it back to me through the email only.
Yeah, I mean, the way like now, what I am thinking is like the place where we'll be working with the experience and all, and when we are clueless about the topic, like now we know a lot about it, but still it's like still we are not there. You know what I'm trying to say is like that
Yes,
gap of
yes, yes.
5 6 years is hard to fill up.
Right, right, I
Thank
can
you.
understand this.
Thank you for
Sure.
that.
Thanks, Priyanka. Thank you. Okay. So over to you, Pelabi, now.
Sorry to interrupt. So I think I just wanted to ask one question. So if you will give us some real-time experience on that, so it will be very helpful to us. So
And that's what I'm doing, Chinmay. So today, whatever I've shown you, it's all real time, and it's all out of the box. So I've shown you from the Terraform side, and I have shown you about the satellite server, and I'm going to show you the IPAM also, and I will show you the DSCPD server, how everything is interconnected with each other. And then I have shown you Terraform, how you can be able to just update the terraform.tf vars, and the same change would be there on your AWS in some time. And once you update the tag, the automation, lambda automation, will pick that up, and then it will trigger the stop of those instances. So in this way, I will keep on showing more things on my environment.
Yeah, yeah,
And
great. Yeah, that's what
yes,
I want to say. Okay.
sure,
Thank
sure. Great, thank you. And now over to you, Pallavi.
Yeah, I like the way you teach us with more practical, less theory. It's really great. Because after you show us some configuration and something, but I try to search it on YouTube also. But everywhere I get and see more theory, nothing practical. I cannot understand anything about DevOps on YouTube. There is thousand of video in there, but so that's why I like your teaching style and the how you design the course is project based. Yeah, that's why I think I understand a little bit with it. What is the responsibility of a DevOps?
Yeah,
So
sure.
yeah, and you showed some real life things. Those things on my mind. I have those questions. How your internal platform is and how is the AWS? But you show everything. Now I'm more clear about the network part also. So yeah, it's very good things. I never seen it before.
Okay, great, great, Pahlavi. Thank you. Yeah, so because what I thought all the time is that I never preferred my personal experiences. I never preferred the theoretical approach because you can learn, but when it comes to do the practicals, when it comes to apply that practically, then you again have to go back to listen the same thing or to learn the same thing to do the practicals. So it is always better to start with the practicals and then add theory to it. So this is what I think, and it is for me actually. For personally for me, it is always successful. So I used to go to the like I started with the documentations of the official documentation of the of the technologies. I know, I still remember that the when I started the POC for the Terraform, it was the high time. Nobody knows about it. It was, I think, 1.5 year back. Nobody knows about it. How what actually needs to. So if some error comes, I need to go to the blog. There were thousand things, but not a correct
Yeah,
solution.
there is not precise. Nothing is precise in the blog even.
Yeah. Yes.
There
Yes.
is.
So that's why I thought that it will always be good to go with the theoretical approach and then add some theory to it. Theory is also very important so that you will be able to build your understanding in terms of some words also. So this is what I thought, and this is the same thing I am delivering, and I'm improving on it. I know that I need to add more things to make it more easy for the candidates to learn and absorb it also at the same time. Thank you, Pallavi, for your comments. And I will definitely, for during the, because we are nearing the completion of our course, so it's just Kubernetes and Azure, this is pending. So I will, during this session, I will include a lot of things from my environment also. And yeah, thank you. So over to you, Kruti. Kruti, would you be able to speak here? Okay, maybe. Okay, so Saravni, over to you. Saravni, are you able to hear me? Okay, guys, no problem. So, I think we are good for today. And tomorrow we'll start with the Kubernetes. We'll start with some theory, and then we'll directly start with the practical. I'll tell you how to install the one node cluster, and after installing, what you can do on that cluster, how to deploy the application. We'll deploy some simple application, and then we will start with the more more production ready cluster, a COPS that we will start with Kubernetes operations, and I will show you how you can deploy your cluster on top of it. So guys, it's good for today, and see you tomorrow at the same time on the same link. Thank you for today. Thanks for joining for today. Bye
Thank you.
bye. Sure.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Sure. Thanks. Bye bye.